Now some important terms about titration between oxalic acid and KMNO4. As we know that in this titration, oxalic acid, it's a hydrated oxalic acid. Formula becomes COH, COH, dash 2H2O. This one is called hydrated oxalic acid and its molecular weight becomes 126. So we are using hydrated oxalic acid in place of anhydrous oxalic acid, since when we are taking hydrated oxalic acid, then its molecular weight is larger as compared to unhydrated oxalic acid, and when we are taking the hydrated oxalic acid, then the errors is minimized, since when we have increasing molecular weight, then the preparation of solution, the errors will be minimum. In this titration, oxalic acid is a reducing agent, it's not a oxidizing agent. And in the preparation of oxalic acid, there are no need of the adding of dilute H2SO4, it's like of ferrous ammonium sulfate. Since in the preparation of oxalic acid solution, there is no need of the addition of this dilute H2SO4, since here is not any problem like hydrolysis or any other problem. And the second one most important thing is in this titration, KMNO4. As we know that KMNO4, that color becomes deep violet. It's an oxidizing agent. And this oxidizing reaction performs in presence of, since an acidic medium, N factor of the KMNO4 become highest, and that is in acidic medium MnO4 negative directly converted into Mn plus 2. In this reaction, this one side MnH plus 7 OS and this one is plus 2. So therefore here is the difference in the charge in 5. So that's 5 electron becomes called its N factor. In this titration we are providing acidic medium. Since in acidic medium N factor of the KMNO4 becomes highest, and when we are taking the N factor highest, then the end point becomes more sharp. And next important things about this titration is that in this titration, when MnO4 negative react with hydrated oxalic acid in acidic medium, then after the reaction we are getting Mn plus 2 and CO2 gas. This CO2 gas decrease the rate of reaction. So for increase the rate of reaction, before we are starting the titration, first heated the conical flask. Means when we started the titration, when the conical flask which contain 20 ml of oxalic acid plus half test tube of dilute H2SO4. So before starting of the titration, we are heating of this conical flask up to 50 to 60 degrees centigrade, and for the heating we are using maybe water bath or maybe burner. But when we are using the burner, then using the wire cage, and by the heating at this temperature, the CO2 gas as soon as formed removed from this conical flask. But when we are heating above 60 degrees centigrade temperature, so above 60 degrees centigrade temperature, this oxalic acid decomposed gives CO, CO2 and H2O. So when we are taking the temperature above 60 degrees centigrade, then this reaction is happened. If this reaction is happened, then what's the problem? The problem is that some amount of oxalic acid converted into CO2 gas. At that condition, the expected amount of the KMNO4 becomes less. So our titration or method becomes wrong. And the next most important thing is that since 50 to 60 degrees centigrade, it becomes a very less temperature. So if we are taking this reaction in presence of if we are taking this reaction, then there is a probability that after some time the temperature becomes decreased. But when we are heating one time flask, then there is no need heating of a second time or third time, since in this reaction Mn plus 2. Here is a Mn plus 2 act as an autocatalyst. Now, what is the autocatalyst? When we are performing a titration, then our oxidizing or reducing agent or its product self act as a catalyst, then it's called a self catalyst. As we know that when we are performing reaction between oxalic acid and KNO4, the one product is Mn plus 2 and other product is CO2 gas. When we are in the initial state, we are not having any Mn plus 2. But when we are taking starting the titration, and after 1 or 2 minutes we are having sufficient amount of Mn plus 2. So after 2 or 3 minutes, no doubt endpoint is not comes and conical flask becomes cool. Then no need of the heating of again this conical flask, since at this time we are having some amount of Mn plus 2 in this conical flask, and at that time this Mn plus 2 catalyze the reaction, means at that time this Mn plus 2 remove the CO2 gas as soon as it formed in the reaction. So rate of reactions increased. So that's why we are calling that in that titration Mn plus 2 act as an autocatalyst. Now next most important thing is in this titration KMnO4 act as a self indicator. It's a self indicator, and KMnO4 act as a self indicator due to its intense color, and the advantage of its intense color becomes that its single rock gives a color change. And as we know that the color of the KMnO4, color changing of the KMnO4 depend upon its dilution or concentration. As we know that we are having a highly concentrated solution of KMnO4, then its color becomes deep violet or violet, and when we are taking the very dilute solution of KMnO4, then it becomes a light pink color. So exactly light pink color is this type. It's a lightest pink color. So very dilute solution of KMnO4 gives this types of light pink color. And when we are observing this light pink color in the solution, then we are saying that our endpoint comes. And when we are achieving this light pink color or endpoint, then we are note down the readings in the burette, and after note down the readings of burette, we have done the calculation by the using of molarity formula, that is M1 equals to M2V2, and that is the molarity of unknown KMnO4 solution. And after finding the molarity of KMnO4 solution, we are calculating strength. Strength means we are finding the concentration in gram per liter. So the molarity multiplied by the molecular weight of KMnO4, that is 158. Then we are getting the molar strength of the KMnO4 in gram per liter. So it's a complete titration of oxalic acid and KMnO4. Now we are having complete both redox titration. The first one is ferrous ammonium sulfate and KMnO4, and second one is KMnO4 and oxalic acid. Now we are introducing next titration, that is called acid-base titration. As we know that what is the meaning of acid-base titration? Acid-base titration what basically means, when we are taking one substance of acid like HCl and other substance is base like sodium hydroxide, NaOH. We are taking these two reactants, then after the reaction we get a product, a salt, that is NaCl plus H2O. As we know that this reaction is called neutralization reaction, and whenever we are done this reaction by the using of volumetric scales, means if we are having the HCl, this one container, and NaOH in the other container, and we are having the HCl, its molarity becomes m by 50, and its total volume becomes 200 ml. In the second container we are having sodium hydroxide. So our aim is to finding the molarity of this sodium hydroxide. So when we are using the volumetric method, that is called titration method, for finding out the molarity of this NaOH, then it is called acid-base titration. So basically in the acid-base titration, the reaction becomes neutralization. In this titration we are using two indicators. The first one is methyl orange, that is MEOH. It's a methyl orange. These indicators having different color and different medium. And for example, if we are taking the methyl orange in basic medium, then its color become orange. It's orange color of the methyl orange in basic medium. And when we are using the acidic medium, its color becomes red pink. So this methyl orange having two colors. In basic medium orange and acidic medium it becomes red pink. And the second indicator we are using phenolphthalein, that is HPH. It's a shortcut notation for phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein again having two types of color in two mediums. For example, if we are using acidic medium, then phenolphthalein becomes colorless. There is no color of phenolphthalein, or phenolphthalein looks colorless in acidic medium. But when we are taking basic medium, its color becomes pink. So it's pink color in basic medium. So we are using these two types of indicator when we are performing acid-base titration. It may be methyl orange or it may be phenolphthalein.